Alien! I mean, life! Okay, the comparison to this and Alien only really go as far as the premise. A bunch of scientists find an alien organism, and it gets a little out of hand, and now they have to stop it from getting to Earth. To cut a long story short. Okay, the version that you're watching right now is spoiler-free, so I'm not going to go into much detail because the less you know about this film, the better. But if you go down the description, I do have a spoiler version, which you can watch instead. This version and that one is pretty much the same thing. I've just cut out certain sections or added a section to make sense of something. That leaves me with the big strength of this film is its unpredictability. Like, anything can happen. Like, I don't really want to give anything away, but let's just say the less you know about the alien, the better. And even if I did tell you something about the alien, it's still going to catch you by surprise. And on top of that, anybody can die in this. There's like everybody's up for grabs. But that does also lead to a bad point against the film, is that there is kind of a lack of charisma and a lack of a main character. See, the problem with having a cast where anybody can die is that nobody really stands out. Except for Ryan Reynolds, but that's only because he's Ryan Reynolds and he's kind of doing what he does best. But as a consequence, you're not really as invested as you will be in, say, The Thing or Alien. You don't have an Ellen Ripley or you don't have a McCreary to kind of root for. You just have a group of survivors and, you know, the nice people, and you don't want to see them die, but at the same time, you're not, like, rooting for them as much as you could if you had, like, a much stronger presence here. Like, if you took, like, the cast of Kong Skull Island and put them in the situation, you'd probably, you know, you'd get a lot behind them a lot more. This film really needed a cast with a lot more charisma to really pull it off, and unfortunately, I don't feel like they did. That being said, I didn't want any of them to die. Spoilers, some people die. That leads me to the tension. You ever have that feeling where you're just like gripping your hand and you're just like, I want this moment to end, but I don't want to see how it ends. That's the entirety of this film. Like, it does have ease you into it, and then it hits on the accelerator, and from there it's just things going wrong and just constant and put him in new situations. You want a film that'll scare the shit out of you? Maybe literally. This is the film to do that. This is downright terrifying with just how much tension and dread it has. And the big source of that is the alien. I don't want to ruin anything, but imagine if cancer was a living organism and could think. That's about as vague as I can possibly make it. While still describing what the thing is. And if you know what cancer is and how it works, you can probably guess how this thing operates. Unfortunately, the film kind of falls apart in the third act, but it makes up for all of it with the ending. And since you're watching the spoiler version, that's as much as I'm going to say. Okay, my final roundup. Negative points, third act is where the film started to fall apart. And also the film suffered from the actors and the characters having like a lack of presence or charisma. But it makes up for it by being very unpredictable. And you don't want these characters to die, but there is a sense that any of them could. I'm also giving points to the alien because this thing is going to be my nightmares for a very long time. It's chased the xenomorph right out of there, though I am still wary of Vent. It's always up there. Also, I'm giving some points to the tension and the ending, and the less I say the better. So that gives us a final score of 7 out of 10. It kind of fell apart near the ending, and it really felt like it could have used a couple more stronger actors to really bring this forward. And the actors that they had did fine what they had, they just kind of needed that little bit more with this setup. But with that said, this is one of the scariest films I've seen in a long time. If you want a film that'll get under your skin, and you love films that like about, you know, space monsters and stuff like that, definitely check this one out. It's a highlight. I would say I would go see it again, but I'm fearful about if I could actually survive. Sleep well.